detected. Agent down.
There are no more rogue reinforcements. Reinforcements are running low. Claiming the supply drop.
Agent down.
The specialized enemy is about to be pulled out. You're too strong for them.
What's up, Mod Squad? MOB back with another Division 2 build breakdown video, and today I'm bringing you my max crit chance face tank build for PvP. That's right, PvP. I am back, I am playing PvP. Although I still think time to kill needs to be tweaked again, I am playing PvP. Not as much as I'd like to be, but I'm playing it nonetheless. Now today's build, is gonna, involve a lot of synergy, so it's gonna be pretty detailed. And it might be a lengthy video, but I'm going to try and break it down as much as I possibly can, because I know you guys don't like those lengthy videos. So with that said, we're going to start off with the specialization, which is the firewall. As you can see, running it for two reasons. One is the armor kit, 200% armor and 200% health over 10 seconds. That's going to allow you to face tank, which I love to face tank. If any of you guys know me and have been with me for a while, I'm all about that face tank life. The second reason we are running this specialist is for fiery response on armor break, applied burn to enemies within 5 meters. Now this comes in clutch and has won me many a fight. So those are the two reasons we are running this specialization. With that said, let's get into the build. Right guys, as you can see, I am running a variation of the Meta True Patriot build. Some people spec into headshot damage, some go all for the blues for more survivability, and they go crazy on the incoming repairs. I have gone the crit chance route, so we have 60% crit chance. We are able to face tank, take damage, and give back a lot of damage. This is on console, hence why I've gone for crit chance and not headshot damage like Wiz has. He's on PC, it's easier to go for those headshots, so he spec'd the headshots. I'm going for the crit chance. So with that said, let's quickly talk about the synergy of the build. 2 and 3 piece give us extra ammo and magazine capacity. This is where it gets interesting though. Red, white and blue. Red amplifies the enemy's damage by 8%, but running a backpack we get 12%. White, shooting the enemy repairs you and your allies armor by 5% once every second. That's not 5% for your teammates because at the moment it's bugged. We are running a backpack, so we are getting 8%, not 5%. And then obviously the blue buff decreases the enemy's damage dealt by 8%. So basically, when you are face tanking and you're getting these buffs, you're able to face tank, deal damage and heal at the same time. It's just great. So on this backpack, max armor, max crit chance, 17.6% incoming repairs. The reason we are stacking incoming repairs is because incoming repairs applies to our unbreakable, which we have on the chest piece, and you get 50% when unbreakable kicks in for PvP, but incoming repairs boosts that. And that is why we are running True Patriot. So you run 4-piece True Patriot. Our mask, we'll quickly go over that real quick. We have max armor, max crit chance, 18.3% incoming repairs. Now the chest piece, we are running Seska. You can run R&K for the extra incoming repairs again, which is 15%, but I feel that's a bit overkill. You don't actually need that. As you're going to see, we get enough armor back from our unbreakable with the incoming repairs that we've already got. So like I said, we have unbreakable 95% in PvE, 50% in PvP, but we have, I'd say we get around 85% back when ours breaks. I don't know, that's just a guesstimate. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment sections below. On this chest piece, we have 11.7% weapon damage, 4.8% critical hit chance, 9% status effect. I would like that to be hazard protection. And then we have 19.6% incoming repairs, which is a pretty nice mod, the best I've found so far. Another chest piece that you could run is a Gilligard. That will give you 5% armor, so if you want to be tankier, run Gilligard. When it comes to talents, another talent you could run, which was synergize nicely with your specialist, is efficient. Using an armor kit has 50% chance to not consume the armor kit, and then the specialization armor kit bonuses are increased by 100%. So if you're running the specialist that we are currently, that's 200% armor and 200% health, and then 100% on top of that. So you're able to crazy face tank people, but it just means in order to face tank, you have to get that armor kit off. On the holster, we have 15% weapon damage and 10% explosive resistance, which is great because it takes the edge off the Seeker Mines. The Seeker Mines, believe it or not, even though we have 1.3 million armor, still manages to proc our unbreakable. Backpack, I think we already went over that. Just gonna show you real quick. Pause the video if you want to go over in greater detail. Then the gloves, and these are very important. These are best in slot. They're gonna get nerfed in the future, but I still reckon they'll be best in slot anyway. We have the contractor gloves, 10.8% weapon damage, 11% damage to armor, and then 6% crit chance. Pretty nice raw gloves. And then we have our knee pads finally, with 142k armor and 5.5% crit chance. And that is the build. Now the synergy doesn't just stop with the build and the incoming repairs and you know how that works, but the skills play a good part as well. So although True Patriot allows us to face tank because of the blue buff, again decreases enemies damage dealt by 8%, we are running the defender drone. Now the defender drone, of course, the defender drone attempts to deflect incoming bullets from a microwave emitter mounted beneath the drone, so it deflects the bullets. We're going to go over the mods real quick. I have 6.9% deflection, which is a pretty nice mod. I have 9.2% health, so if they try and shoot it lasts a little bit longer. And then I have 3.5% damage reduction. I don't know how that applies. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, the deflector drone is just going to allow us to face tank even more, and again you're going to see that in the gameplay. When it comes to the gameplay, guys, I want you to realize that everything I'm showing you is to showcase, you know, how this build works. I'm not trying to show I'm the best player in the world. I could do that in a gameplay video. I'm just trying to show you how the build works and, you know, the good things about it. I will say weaknesses when it has them as well. I'll put those in the video. I will say weaknesses for this build right now: status effects. If you are being bombarded by status effects, switch out to a hazard protection version of this build, a more tankier version of the build. Moving on to the shield, we are running the striker shield, and that's pretty good because we have the pistol. Usually I run a double barrel, and I say the sidearms, there's no point in running them because they're pretty much useless, but in this build it's actually, you actually use it. So it's a last resort. You can run the jammer pulses, but I've found that the shield is pretty nice. It doesn't come out too often, but it's a last resort. If your unbreakable's gone, you have nothing left, and you know you're not going to win that fight, pull out the shield and the pistol, and it saves your backside, believe it or not. So on the pistol itself, we have 30% optimal range. On the magazine, we have crit chance, 10% crit chance on the laser pointer, and then we have 5% crit chance on the suppressor. So believe it or not, this pistol doesn't damage. I don't actually have the greatest talent on it at the moment. I've not rolled a talent. I could get a better pistol, but like I said, it's last resort, so I've not really spec'd into it too much. You guys can definitely improve on that. This whole build can be improved in a few ways, especially when it comes to max rolls. Looking at our primary, I'm rocking the MG5. Most people run the primary weapon being the Pestilence because, it's status effect and stuff like that, and that synergizes well with True Patriot. We'll get into that in a second, but I'm running the MG5 as my primary. A damn nice roll gun, as you can see, 15% LMG damage, 9% damage to targets out of cover, and then 6% damage to armor. That's a lot of multiplicative damage. And then we have Strained, gain plus 10% critical hit damage for every 0.5 seconds you are firing, stacks up to 5 times. Now in this build we are very much lacking in crit damage, but it doesn't matter because Strained helps us with that. Moving on to the secondary, again using the Pestilence, of course, because it just synergizes so well. True Patriot, you get that bleed on them as well, and while they're bleeding you're healing. So it's all good. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the weapons. So we're going to get into the stats. Now we're looking at weapon stats. This is for my MG5. 60% crit chance, so we are capped out, and then we have 25% critical hit damage. Don't be deterred by that because you do not need a lot of crit damage to shred, as you guys will see in the gameplay. And I'm sorry I keep referring to the gameplay, but that's the whole point of it, is to showcase this build and how good it is. We have 85% headshot damage, 17% armor damage, range is 30 meters, and then we have a 5.1% reload time, 10% reload speed bonus, that's from our watch, and then 2% accuracy, that's from our watch as well. All weapon damage is at 42.7%, and we have 40% LMG damage. These are the brand sets, gear sets, and talents that we are running. Down to our defensive, we have 1.2 million armor. Even though it says 1.3, I believe it kind of rounds it off to what you're closest to. You can get up to 1.3. You could put on an extra blue and go up to 1.4. I am running a balanced build at 3 reds and 3 blues. It's preference, totally up to you, but I prefer it this way. So 50% pulse resistance, you get that from your specialist. We had the 10% explosive resistance and 2.2% hazard protection, because I'm now starting to spec into hazard protection on my watch, which I believe will just give me 10% when I manage to max that out. These are the stats for both skills. If you want to pause the video to go over those in greater detail, feel free. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I know it's a meta build, but this is my variation of it. I'm back playing PvP. I'm actually enjoying it a little bit, believe it or not. I still think time to kill needs to be tweaked a bit. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys in the comment section below. I'm going to ask that you smash the like button this time. I'm not going to ask you guys to hit that dislike, because I've done that in the last few videos with all this ban stuff going on. And yeah, we've had enough dislikes around here. So let's smash that like button to show your support. Comment below. If you're new around here, smash that sub button. Join the mob squad. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, mob squad.